regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. These drugs are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So our topic today says, let's talk GLP, clarity over confusion. I don't know about you guys, but when I first heard about GLP, I was kind of confused what it was, especially when it came to the GLP medication. So I once we actually started this product I'm going to share about, I actually started looking up the information about it, and it became clearer to me what GLP was. And I think a lot of people are not felt the same way. I don't. Anyone on this call, were you confused before you knew about our new product? Were you confused about what GLP is? Just put a 1 in the chat or thumbs up. Camille said yes. Me. Annette Gay gives a thumbs up. Yeah, Dr. Annette Gay, thank you. Yep. So basically, most of us, like I said, I was definitely confused because I wasn't sure. You heard a lot of different stories. So today we're going to cover a lot of stuff. So I want to, it sounds like I'm going too quickly, just tell me to slow down, put a thumbs up or 2 or something to tell me to slow down, and I'll do my best to slow down. And feel free to raise your hand if you have any questions as I go along. So we're talking about what GLP is. Basically, I want to give a background into the gut microbiome, prebiotics, probiotics, our new product that we just launched, the benefits of that new product, how it pairs with our Transform 90 system, who it helps, and also the market, what is actually out there right now. All right. So like I said earlier, if you scroll on social media, you watch the news, you talk to a friend, you hear the term GLP-1, and that's the biggest trend that's out there right now. And it's making so many headlines. There's a lot of hype about it, especially because there are a lot of celebrities that are using this drugs that contain the GLP-1. So we want to get some clarity today and get some understanding so that we know, become more informed about GLP-1. So what is GLP-1? So GLP stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. It's a hormone your body already makes on its own. It's released naturally by our gut after we eat, and its role is to signal our brain when we're full. It helps regulate blood sugar and also slows down digestion so that your nutrients in our gut are absorbed steadily and not too quick, okay? So basically, GLP-1 is built-in appetite and metabolism regulator. It's not something foreign. It's something that our body, we were designed with. It's already in our body. So what prescriptions do, some of these prescriptions here, they mimic this hormone at high sustained levels to produce dramatic effects on appetite and weight. So that's why GLP-1 is such a hottest topic, because you see a lot of people have this weight loss using these drugs that contain the GLP-1 hormone. So why is it popular? The GLP-1 medication is used among the US adults and other countries dramatically, has grown dramatically. It's become the #1 health and nutrition trend by health professionals, according to the US News and World Report. It first started out as a treatment for diabetes, and eventually it started being used for weight management, metabolic health, heart health, and other issues. Now they're actually going into a new oral option and is looking into researching that. So people are actually looking at this particular product or these medications more and more because they want to deal with their weight, or they have some other metabolic issues that they want to deal with. So why should you care? Basically, you don't need prescription to start the same system that your body is. Your body is actually doing the same thing that these medications are doing. So you don't need a prescription for it. All you got to do is provide your body with the right things so that it actually will continue to make that GLP-1 naturally. So basically, our gut is the birthplace of this hormone. So you don't need, before there was needles or pills and stuff like that, your gut microbiome, which are trillions of bacteria living in your digestive system, actually creates this GLP-1. So it actually helps influence, again, our appetites. It helps manage our body's energy and metabolism. It helps, gives you that feeling of satisfaction after you eat a meal, and also help with our digestive and digestion and absorb nutrients. So here's basically, that's why our new product that just was launched, the Metabiome GLP, comes in. But before I talked about our new product, I want to just give you a little bit of background so you have a better understanding of how our product works. So what is gut microbiome? Gut microbiome, like I said earlier, are trillions of microorganisms living in our digestive tract. These include bacteria, fungi, viruses, and microbes. They help digestion, nutrient absorption, immune function, metabolism, and also the gut-brain communication. So every single person has a unique microbiome that's constantly changing. So what does it mean by balance? You're going to hear me use that term, and you're also going to hear that term when it comes, when you're out there looking at information, you're going to hear about balanced gut microbiome. What does that mean? It basically, because of there's a diverse community of microbes working together. These are beneficial microbes that have appropriate amounts, and they keep the beneficial one have appropriate amounts, and they keep the harmful microbes in check. So basically, they support our intestinal barrier and normal immune function. Like I said earlier, they help with digestion, metabolism, and gut function. And balance does not mean that there's an equal amount of good and bad bacteria. It basically means that it's stable and functional microbial ecosystem. So it doesn't mean that you have an equal amount of good and bad. It's just that they're stable, and the beneficial bacteria are keeping the harmful ones in check. So I'm just going to go through this a little bit. Hopefully everyone can see it. Just bring it up a little. All right. So the processes that affect unbalanced microbiomes. So an unbalanced microbiome basically can impact different functions in the body. That includes our digestion and nutrient absorption, our blood sugar regulation, fat storage and metabolism, our immune function, inflammation, gut barrier health, our hormones, and that it affects the signaling between the gut, the communication between the gut and the brain, vitamin production, bowel regularity, and protection from harmful microbes. So when you hear about a healthy gut, we want to make sure that these things are happening. So if you have an unbalanced gut microbiome, these different areas or processes will be affected. So what affects your gut microbiome? Of course, our diet. We have to have a high fiber diet. We want to make sure that you have a high fiber diet with the right foods to help the beneficial bacteria thrive. Medications could actually, especially antibiotics, and some other medications could actually disrupt the microbial balance. Our age, as we get older, our microbiome actually changes naturally. Birth and infant feeding, delivery method of breastfeeding formula could actually influence early gut bacteria. Genetics can influence our microbes as well. Our environment, where you live, environmental exposures could shape the gut bacteria. Our lifestyle, whether you exercise, regular exercise, gives you a greater microbial diversity. Body weight, the weight and gut microorganisms actually can influence each other. Stress and sleep, chronic stress and poor sleep has a negative effect on our gut balance, and also other health conditions could actually influence, affect the metabolic conditions as well as inflammation in the system. So another term you're going to hear me talk about is L cells. L cells are basically the hormones, hormone producing cells found in the lining of our small intestines and also in the colon. And they act like tiny sensors. They're the ones that actually, once the food is absorbed, they actually detect the food and it's a respond by releasing hormones into your bloodstream. And the hormones they release is the GLP-1 and also another hormone called PYY. And both of them actually signal to our brain fullness. Now, in order for these microorganisms to thrive, they need prebiotics. So prebiotics versus probiotics, what does that mean? The probiotics are live beneficial bacteria. Those are the microorganisms, the beneficial ones that's in our body. And like I said before, they actually help keep the harmful bacteria in check. So these are the good guys. Then you have the prebiotics, and specifically a specialized fiber. These are targeted fiber sources that feeds these beneficial bacteria so that they could thrive. So they're like the fertilizers that help feed them and help them to grow. And usually we get prebiotics from, like I said, high fiber foods, yogurt, not yogurt, I'm sorry. Yogurt would be the probiotics. Other things we have, like the beans, those are the foods, the high fiber foods were actually the beans. Trying to think of some other things. Can't think of it right now. But basically high fiber foods, bananas, those things will actually help feed the beneficial bacteria. So this combination is basically called the pro and the prebiotics working together is called symbiotic. So they're working together in order to help the digestive system. So when the live bacteria basically have no fuel, they don't pass through the digestive tract properly. They won't sit there and do its work. So we have to make sure that you provide the right fiber so that the bacteria could sit there and actually help with digestion. Having the right fiber, if you don't have the right prebiotic fiber, some of these strains will not grow. Okay, so making sure that you have the correct fiber gives the specific strains the food they need to grow, to multiply, and to do their work. So now when you think about GLP-1 medications, I thought about this like, okay, I hear a lot about this GLP-1 medications. How does it affect our gut health? What's the connection? And normally when people are prescribed the standard prescription of the GLP-1 medication, normally they don't prescribe probiotics with it. So GLP-1 drugs, basically what they do is that they slow gastric emptying. And some of the side effects include bloating, nausea, and constipation. And having the right probiotics will actually help those side effects, okay? So making sure that you have the right probiotics will help reduce the bloating, the nausea, and the constipation. But when people are actually given these medications, they normally are not prescribed or given or told to actually take probiotics with it. So that's something to think about. The reduced appetite intake also the reduced appetite also affects less fiber intake. So when they're not feeling hungry or whatever, not enough nutrients are reaching the gut bacteria, which is needed for all the other processes to protect the immune system. So you want to make sure that you have your body has the right microorganisms in there so that you could actually get the nutrients that your body needs. So you got to think about it. These drugs, they're affecting the appetite, and unfortunately, because those people are not getting the right fiber and the right nutrients in it, it's not reaching to the bacteria, and therefore it will have some harmful effects. Okay, so one of the things that they're looking at in some of the research that I found is that they're actually looking to pair the GLP-1 treatment with more of the probiotics. So that's something that some providers actually will tell their patients to actually, when they stop the medications, to make sure that they're actually taking more probiotics. So those are some things to look at. Any questions so far? All right, no questions. All right, so how does our original GLP-1 factory work? So like I mentioned before, it's trillion bacteria in our gut, and they're being fed properly by the proper strain, the specific fiber that helps them actually stimulate them to grow. And they actually stimulate their own, our L cells to release the GLP-1. So you have the prebiotic fiber, which enters the gut. You have the good bacteria, which we can also put in the gut, or it's already there. And it actually feeds on that fiber, and it makes beneficial compounds. It's like a fatty acid that it makes. And the body, that triggers the body to, that stimulates the L cells to release GLP-1. And our body responds to that. So that the GLP-1 sends a signal after you finish eating. It says the signals of like, oh, you're full. Now, some of us override that signal, but that's what the signal that happens when you have that feeling of fullness. That's the signal from the gut through the GLP-1 to the brain saying you're full. You don't need to eat anymore, right? So that's a natural process. So the medications, the GLP-1 medication, what it does, it sends that, it causes that hormone to be in the system, and it triggers that signal to the brain, you're full, you're full. And it's not a little bit, they're sending that signal continuously. And that may cause some issues with your gut as well, as I mentioned earlier. So our new product, which is the Metabiome GLP-1, actually helps provide the correct the right amount of microorganisms in our system to help with proper metabolism and digestion. Now, what I love about this product, number one, because it's made out of a vegetable capsule. So if you are vegetarian, and I know I have a couple of people who are vegetarians on here, you could actually take this. So it's not going to hamper. There's a lot of these products. The capsules are made of things, made of different compounds that people who are vegetarian or vegans cannot take. So this is a vegetable capsule. So it's non-gelatin capsule made from rice flour. It also has 2 billion of the probiotic blend. And I'll talk about that blend in a few minutes of different microorganisms. These are live, active organisms delivered at the time of use, live, active. It also has the prebiotic fiber, which is a targeted fiber that feeds those specific strains of bacteria. So how you use it, basically take 2 capsules daily with water before a meal, and basically it's a 30-day supply. There's 60 capsules in it. Now, there's a word that says AFU. AFU stands for active fluorescent units. Make that bigger. I don't know if you can see that. All right, active fluorescent units. This basically is how the scientists count how many live active bacteria cells are active in each serving. So basically, when you actually are consuming, this is how much, 2 billion active fluorescent units of bacteria, live active bacteria. Once you start taking it, the minute you take it, that's how much is going into your system. Not when it was made, exactly when you take this product. These live bacteria, 2 billion of them are going into your system, going to your gut, and doing its job, doing their job. Now, what are those 3 strains? The first one is Akkermansia. Hopefully I'm saying that correct. Akkermansia. This is a key one. This is a next generation probiotic. It's basically found in the gut's mucosal lining, and it's about 1 to 4% of the healthy microbe. And what it does, it basically supports the mucus layer that lines the gut wall and helps the environment, as well as other strains to thrive in that environment. So, and also it's associated with the gut lining integrity, associated with metabolic signaling, healthy appetite regulation, and supports the GLP-1 pathway. So this particular bacteria actually supports the other ones. This one makes sure that the integrity of the gut lining is right, and actually allows the other strains to thrive. And our body only has about 1 to 4%. So getting about 2 billion of them in our system, this is great because we want to make sure that our gut lining is well supported. Then we have the bifidobacterium. This is one of the most studied strains in the world, and it's naturally in our gut, and also especially in our large intestine, and also it supports the digestive balance and regularity. It helps create conditions for other beneficial bacteria, such as Akkermansia, to thrive. So these bacteria are working together. If both of them are in there, they're helping each other grow and help them to thrive. And basically, they are called the foundational of the environment. They actually help the whole thing work better. So when you have this particular bacteria in your system, they help the other beneficial bacteria grow and thrive and to have a healthy environment. And the last one is called the lactobacillus. And this strain, it basically is called the strain that sticks around. So it's also found in the gut, and it's colonized along the gut wall. And basically, instead of, when you're having a bowel movement, it's not released. It's actually adheres to the gut lining longer than other bacteria will. So it basically stays there a long time. So having these three different strains is awesome. I mean, they're helping increase the beneficial bacteria in our bodies so that they can keep the harmful ones in check. Then you want to make sure you give those bacteria the right food. The XOS is a highly selective prebiotic fiber that's specified and targeted for Akkermansia as well as bifidobacteria. So they're specific for those. And basically, once they start feeding on that fiber, they multiply, they thrive. So having the right foods, this is one of those products. Usually when you have a product, and we've had probiotic products in the past, those of you know of our ProDigest, but it never had the prebiotic in it. This one has both. It has specialized bacteria, the probiotics in it, and it has the right fiber, the specialized fiber in it to help support and feed those bacteria. So Metabiome GLP supports our gut health. It feeds your probiotics to give you the right fiber for the targeting, even the ones that's already there. It helps with healthy appetite regulation, give you the natural fullness signal. So it's not continuous, it's just a natural fullness signal. Metabolic wellness supports the gut natural metabolic balance. And also it's very potent. 2 billion live active organisms are delivered at the time of use. So every single time you take 2 of those capsules, 2 billion live active microorganisms are going in your system and doing the job. So the gut-brain connection, we have having a healthy microbiome also leads to making sure that your immune system is right. You have a healthy immune system, okay? So you want to, basically our immune system is located, about 7% of our immune system is located in our gut. So if our microbiome is unbalanced, you could have issues with your immunity as well, okay? So this actually helps with that. Metabiome GLP is also will work well with our Transform 90 program. I don't know how many of you actually heard of our Transform 90 program. Those of you who are new, just give me a thumbs up if you heard of it, or put a 1 in the chat. No one knows about Transform 90? All right, our Transform, okay, 1 person. All right, so for those of you who are new, who are guests, our Transform 90 is our weight management program that is a 2-step program that allows you to where you wear our garment. I'm sure you've heard of our Body Magic or abdomen garment, which helps with lipotransportation. So it helps move the fat and put them in the right old place, flatten the tummy, shapes the body and gives you the curves that you like. Gives you that instant 2 to 3 sizes drop in size. All right. So that's our first part. So Transform 90 has 2 parts, wearing the garment. Our second part is taking our nutritional supplements. our flagship nutritional supplement is our Lviv Red. And adding a Metabiome, so we have our Lviv Red is a flagship supplement. We also have other supplements with that you will be taking once you're on this Transform 90 program. So if you want to lose weight, our Transform 90 is our weight management program. Now, Metabiome is not a weight loss supplement. It supports Transform 90 by, again, giving the probiotics and the prebiotics to help with metabolism. Because usually for some of us, unfortunately, we are unable to lose the weight that like we want to naturally because we have a sluggish digestive system. Microbiomes may be unbalanced. So giving our gut the right microorganisms and the prebiotic and the probiotics in order for actually help with digestion. And actually, once you have a healthy digestion, all those other the processes that I mentioned earlier that happens during a balanced microbiome, that's what's going to help. So the key of metabiome connected to Transform 90 is to give you a healthy gut so that the healthy digestion could occur. Okay. And once you have a healthy digestive system, everything else follows. You will see that you're going to the restroom normally, a regular bowel movement. It will balance inflammation, reduce inflammation, balance your blood sugar levels, and so forth. So the key is making sure you take care of your gut. And while you're taking the other products, our Lviv Red, doing a detox, as well as wearing our garment, you will actually see the change in your weight. So who's this for? People who are curious about GLP-1. You thought about those GLP-1 medications. You're curious about it. This particular product is for you. It's a natural way of getting that GLP-1 in your system because that's what all these medications are doing. They're actually the injections, the pills from the medications are actually injecting that hormone, GLP-1, into your system. Why take the medications when your body already has it in your has a GLP-1, and all you have to do is give your body what it needs naturally, these microorganisms, to help trigger the L cells to create the GLP-1 naturally. Okay, so for those of you who are thinking about those medications, look more, talk to the person who invited you, and actually start trying our product and see the difference. Get on our Transform 90 program, take our supplements, wear the garment, and also include our Metabiome GLP in it to help with your healthy digestive system. Okay? People who have bloating, every single time you're eating, you have indigestion, you're bloated and stuff like that. This is a big, this is for you. Those of you who are looking at dealing with metabolic issues, appetite control, this is for you. Like I already mentioned, the Transform 90 participants, this is for you. It helps you provide the gut what it needs to help with the weight loss process. Again, it's not a weight loss program. I'm sorry, weight loss product. It just provides your body what it needs for the natural metabolic processing. And basically, who want to include something in a wellness routine? You're looking for a pre and probiotic product. You know, pre and probiotics work well together. You want a product like that, and you have one that has both of them together. Okay. Just a reminder, this product is not a substitute for your prescribed medications. And someone asked me a question some time back. If a person is on GLP-1, should they try our products? My concern about that, you don't know which one is working. If you're taking GLP-1 medication and then you start our Transform 90 program and consuming our Metabiome GLP, you don't know which one is working for you. So my suggestion to anyone who is advising, who has someone that may be on GLP-1 medication, my suggestion is to slowly wean yourself off of it. Start with our detox to detox the system, detox that product off, and then start with our Transform 90 and start taking our nutritional supplements so to help with the weight loss naturally. That is my personal opinion. Everyone is different, but that's my personal opinion. All right. So when you take care of your gut first, no matter what health issues you may be dealing with, take care of your gut. Everything starts, every single disease occurs because of poor gut health. So take care of your gut, give your gut the right stuff it needs. The gut bacteria basically breaks down our food naturally when you give the right microbiomes in it, the probiotics and the prebiotics for it to digest the food properly. And in that process, it is also extracting the nutrients that is absorbed properly into your system. Gut bacteria basically ferment that fiber and releases hormones to say you're full. So this is basically it helps it do it naturally. It sends that signal naturally saying that you're full and also helps with fat storage. So when you have a well-balanced microbiome releasing those hormones, allowing the fullness signals to reach your brain, you have that basically will help your system better. Um, if anyone have any questions, if you still have questions about our product, speak to the person that invited you on this call or go to our welcome.artistlife.com and you can find all the information about our nutritional supplements, our garments, as well as our Transform 90 program.